So that happened. If you have missed it, Microsoft did shut down Mixer.com, which was a streaming platform I have been a partner of for, well, 3.5 or nearly, 3.5 years. I have been on the platform for nearly 4 years, and I was a full-time streamer there for 2.5 years. And there was no warning, there was no notion, there was no like, hey folks, there might be some changes coming to the platform very soon, or we have some plans we really have to discuss with you. And it was just a tweet. Microsoft texted us, you are out. And I want to talk about this today. Now, as a streamer or mixer, I had an amazing time. I grew as a content creator to the point where I could do it as a full-time creator. I had the support of my community. I still have the support of my community. And it was definitely an amazing time, and I'm not done yet. To make this very clear, Microsoft might has kicked me out like a dog and didn't even said a thank you or anything, just like get out. And we're not done yet. We are absolutely not done yet. But I think it's time to talk a little bit about my time at Mixer and how this happened. Well, how it happened, it seems to be like a lot of rumors, but the TLDR is pretty simple. Mixer didn't grow fast enough. It didn't grow to the point where Microsoft wanted it to be, not necessarily for the money reasons, but for the Xbox Series X reasons. Microsoft has very ambition plans for that series, and to leverage websites' power to make people even more buy that new console, they needed a streaming platform. They want to reach millions, if not billions, of people. And the same goes for Project xCloud. Project xCloud is the next program from Microsoft. It's the next big thing, and they need an audience globally, not just in the US, not just in the EU, but globally to get there. That was their point. That was the idea of Mixer, building a global community and then reach them with Project xCloud, with the new consoles. And well, that didn't work out. They had tried many things and they failed. And as so many stories in the industry, there might have been a lot of mismanagement involved and not really the failure of the people who worked on Mixer, or at least not the failure of the streamers. But, well, they closed it down. They didn't even sell it off. They basically gifted it off to Facebook. Facebook is now taking in Mixer partners who want to get in. But the problem is still, well, Facebook is Facebook. Like, it has some really steep hills to climb, and I don't know. Like, there are not a lot of Mixer streamers who are actually going to Facebook. And so the most people are jumping ship to Twitch, or, well, some even to YouTube. And I can already tell you we will definitely have some YouTube streams here on the platform. But the biggest problem is not necessarily why it happened, but how it happened. Like, the staff found about the whole situation 2 minutes before it happened. Like, they basically did go to the staff and were like, here, tweet this. What is that? Oh, nothing important. Just, just tweet it. Don't read it. Just tweet it. And that's basically how they found out. Like, even the press knew about this before the staff knew about this, before we partners knew about this. And that's how bad it was. And then we found out, and the solution was, well, Facebook was nice enough to take the partners in. And they were like, yeah, okay, well, cool. We will see how that goes. But it seems to be a very complicated issue. I hear from a lot of partners who are not living in the US that they cannot even get like contracts with Facebook gaming because Facebook is literally focusing on the US right now with content creators, and they don't really have like the contracts to get like non-US people into like this whole thing, and it's a huge screw up. And it's not even Facebook's fault. Like Facebook was also very much surprised by this. Like they knew that basically Mixer was closing down, but they got also surprised to a certain degree about this. And the same goes with YouTube and Twitch. They didn't know that the people are coming. They didn't know that in just 24 hours, 48 hours, thousands of streamers will come to their platform, will bring their communities with them. And it's a huge win to Twitch and YouTube in the end, and a little bit of Facebook. And I know what people would say. I know people would say, well, pity, you shouldn't have streamed on Mixer. Wrong decision. You should have sticked with the big fishes. The problem is, no, I shouldn't have. Like, I can say that I reached full-time streaming with what I did on Mixer. Yes, the platform was smaller. I wouldn't become a ninja, but I could pay my bills. I could pay my rent. I could get something to eat. I could play video games. I could do something with my life. I put money back. Like, there was enough resources on Mixer to actually support the people who did grow there. And that is all I can ever ask for. I'm not having lofty ambitions to become like the next Ninja Shroud or whatever, like having like millions of dollars. I'm just like, I want to stream, I want to make my community happy, I want to make the people around me like entertain them, give them good gaming news, and that's it. Like, I don't have like $1 million ambitions. Never had, never will be. But to basically say a person that, yeah, don't go to the platform where you can actually all achieve that, that doesn't go anywhere. And the same goes with when I hear people like, yeah, man, actually, I'm glad that Mixer closed down, because the only thing it did was burning money. So I can understand what Microsoft did there. Here's the thing, that some people actually applaud that Mixer is shutting down is, in my opinion, pretty dumb decision. Because keep in mind, Mixer has pushed the industry forward. Look at Twitch. I have been on Twitch for 7 years, if not even longer. And Twitch was the slow behemoth who didn't care for anything. They were turning around and they were like, updating our interface, doing something for streamers. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Like, that was Twitch's behavior. The Mixer came around and Twitch looked very carefully at this whole thing, and the same goes for YouTube, and they were like, oh damn, Microsoft has entered the ring. So Mixer brought FTL, which was the low latency streaming. They brought that to the table, and it was still the best low latency you can get. Like, even Twitch and YouTube didn't reach the low latency Mixer had. Another thing Twitch streaming now has is squad streaming. That's a thing which came from Mixer. Contracts for streamers, so that streamers can finally just focus on what they do, like, which is videos, which is live streaming. Thanks to the contracts, they can do that now. And these contracts were introduced by Mixer. Or the same goes with the TOS, where we had so many moments in the last years where people were pointing out to Twitch, like, look at the TOS of Mixer. Look at that thing. That thing is clearly stating what you are allowed to do, what you are not allowed to do. It gives you pictures, it gives you detailed explanations. And if you screw up, you know exactly what you did. With Twitch, a lot of people still don't know about that. They still don't know why they get, like, removed. And Mixer definitely pushed the industry forward. Applauding that they are gone, that's not a good idea. Because what you are applauding is that there is less players in the field, and that's basically the worst platform loyalty you can have. Because even though Mixer is now fading into nothingness and will be gone in just a few weeks, you cannot ignore what it did for this industry. And the thing I said earlier already on my stream and also on Twitter is, do not belittle us. We have been streamers for a long time. Some of us 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, partners. We have built our connections in the industry. We have reached a lot of people, and we bring all of that to the new platforms. So to look at us as just the people who come from a failed platform, and that basically means the people who have been on that platform must have been a failure too, it's the worst mistake you can make. Because that's not the case. And we will see where this all goes and how it goes. And I just hope that this was a warning to a lot of people, a warning that just focusing on one platform might not always be the safest bet, and that this can even happen with a huge backer behind their platform. Like, I know what people will say, it's like, oh yeah, Microsoft, come on. They have killed off so many things already in their life. Like, whatever they touch, it's becoming a failure. Like, you should have expected this. Excuse me? Comes from the person who might be on YouTube or who might be on Twitch, which is owned by Google and Amazon. Have you seen how many platforms they have killed off? It's the life of a business. It's the life of a company. But to basically say that just because, Twitch is too big. No. Twitch is fulfilling a purpose. And that purpose is basically making advertisement and selling more stuff on Amazon. That's the purpose of Twitch. And if they're not like reaching the demands of Amazon anymore, Amazon will kill Twitch off. It's as simple as that. With YouTube, it's a bit tougher because it's already integrated. But if it gets too hot for YouTube or for Google and there are too many issues with it, they will shut down live streaming again on YouTube, and they will be just like, well, you upload your videos, but no live streaming. Like, to believe that your platform is safe of this just because it's much, much bigger than Mixer ever was, that can become a deadly mistake, and you shouldn't do that. But I can now say my time at Mixer has ended. My achievements, at least on Mixer, will fade into nothingness soon. And the last 48 hours have been rough. It has been rough to just see all of the things you have worked for disappear. And what I can say is, thanks to my community, who did step up and still support me with what I'm doing and go with me wherever I go. And also thanks to all the companies I have been working with in the last few weeks and months who stepped up and were like, dude, we have worked for you now for years. Just because you changed the platform, that doesn't change anything for us. And yes, numbers right now, we don't care. There's a new game coming out. Yeah, you don't have the numbers right now you had on Mixer. We totally saw that coming. Don't you think about that? People actually stepped up and were like, dude, did you worry about that right now? Just do your thing like everyone else does. And then in half a year, we talk about that again, perhaps if nothing changed. But besides that, do your thing now. And if some other mixer streamers are seeing this, do me a favor, don't give up, don't be a stranger, and keep streaming. Till then, bye bye.